Yo, what's going on, guys? In this video, we're going to be doing HMS1 from VulnHub. This is box read about easy, and yeah, hope you guys enjoy. Alright, so we can start by opening our terminals here. I'm going to start by running a netdiscover -r 10.0.0.1/24/ITA0. Doing this, we do get the IP of the box, 10.0.0.13, so I'm going to start by running a mmap count. I'm going to do Control-Shift-Z. I'll do mmap -SC for defaults crisp, -SV for enumeration, and then we'll scan all ports. We can press on this. I already did run mmap scan, so I'm more into scan.txt. Looking at the ports, we do have port 21 open for FTP. It does seem like we can log in as anonymous, and it doesn't seem like there's any files associated with FTP. We do have port 22 open for SSH, and port 7080 open for HTTP. So we can start by visiting the IP address on port 7080 for HTTP. And we do get a hospital management system, right? I'm going to control U to view the source code. And it doesn't seem like we do have anything, right? So I'm going to start by doing some enumeration. We'll start by running a GoBuster. So I'm going to do Control-Shift-Z. So I'm going to do GoBuster dir mode -u. We'll take off the login.php. We'll do -w for user share word list. We'll do dirbuster directory list 2.3 medium.txt. We'll do extensions as HTML, txt, and also PHP. And we can just let that run, right? In this case, since there's a lot of PHP files, I'm just going to check out for like directories, like files. So I'm just going to copy this and we'll try by visiting files. And it does seem like these are just static files, right? We also do have pages. And we also do have phpMyAdmin. And it doesn't seem like we do anything, right? So we're just going to go back. Doing this, since we do have a login page, I'm going to start by testing for SQL injection. I'm going to send this within proxy and open up burp soup. So I'm just going to close this. We'll go next, start up burp. So I'm going to go to proxy. I'm going to go to options and set this to my specific address, 10.0.069. Now we can send this within burp. So I'm just going to select admin for the email. I'll just do testing@gmail.com. And we'll just set a password for password, right? So I'm gonna click login, send this within repeater, and here it just shows if we do render the page. Doing this, we just do get an error here, so we can just close this out and send this within the file. So I'm just gonna go to copy to file, and letting us copy the file, we can go to, we'll go to media, we'll go to root, backup, we'll go to VulnHub, HMS. And we'll save this like you can save this as like a .sql, or you can save this to like a .req with request. Really doesn't matter. But if you want to do the proper way, you can save this as a .sql, which is meant for testing for SQL injection using SQL map, right? So I'm going to do SQL map. We'll do -r for the files. We do have test.sql. We'll dump out the databases, and we'll also do -batch. And we can just let this run. So doing this, if this is vulnerable to SQL injection, we can actually send this within intruder and try to set the cluster bomb to do like a to fuzz for SQL injection for this parameter and also the password parameter, and see if we can actually bypass this login page that we do have here, right? So here we can just wait for this to run and see if this is vulnerable to SQL injection. Okay, so it does seem like it is vulnerable to SQL injection. We do have clinic_db, information schema, MySQL, performance schema, phpMyAdmin, and also test, right? To view the databases, you can go do -t. We do have clinic_db. We can do minus tables, so we can see the tables inside that database, right? Doing this, it did fetch all the data. You do see that we have user, admin, and appointment. So I'm just going to specify -t for the table, and we'll just go to user as it was specified right there. We'll do -dump -all. And you do see we can also run like a -batch. We can just let that run, right? This is all going to be saved within a file. So if you do want to check this back, SQL like usually outputs it to like a user share SQL map, to like a directory for the IP address, so you can look it back at that later, right? So since it is vulnerable SQL injection, we'll send this within burp again. So we'll send these two parameters here. We'll send this into intruder. We'll go to positions. In this case, we want to log in as admin, so we're going to leave admin there. I'm just going to delete this parameter. And also the password, so we'll add one right there. So in this case, we want to change its attack type to cluster bomb, since we do have 1 and 2 snipers only meant to attack for 1 parameter, right? Since we do have 2, we're going to go to cluster bomb. We'll go to payloads for the set type. This is the first one. We'll go to, let's see, we'll go to user share word list. We do have SQL underscore fuzz, and for the second one, we'll do the same thing, load, and go to SQL underscore fuzz.txt, right? Make sure you do have the payload set to 2 and 1. You can click start. And now we can just let this run, right? So if we do check this right here, you do see, if we double click this, you do see we do have payload 1 and also payload 2, right? And now we can just wait for this. The way we're going to actually identify if we do get a launch successful is by the length. In this case, you do see that we have the length of 4875. And right now I'm just waiting for like an uncommon match, right? Okay, so we just let this run for a while. Now we can, scrolling down, let's look at the response. Well, the status is going to be the same. But in this case, we want to look at the response. You do see that the response is right here. It's like 5084. If we go to the response and render this, it doesn't seem like it can render. Maybe this is for it shows admin panel here, so I'm pretty sure this is, we can use the parameter. If you double click this, you do see we can use the payload for 1, which is going to be email, and for the payload 2, which is the password field, we can use this, right? So we'll just exile this. We'll just copy this first one. So we'll do Control C. Turn this off. We want to get access as admin. For the email type, if we do type in our, right here, you do see that it shows red, right? So to take this off, you can go to inspect element. And anything that we do have, anything that's on the client side, we do have control of, so we can actually change the HTML code, right? So we insert this again, and you do see that it's not red anymore, right? For the second payload, we check back. You do see is this little quotation mark. You enter this for the password, and you do see that it shows login success rate. So now we bypass it using SQL injection. So let's go to, we'll just do Control U to view source code. And looking down here, you do see that we do have a setting.php. So I'm just going to copy this and see if we can actually visit this. And it does seem like it just takes us back, right? Since this is taking us back, we'll just we'll change this one more time and send this within burp, right, and forward the request to our browser. So we'll go to inspect element, enter as HTML. So we log in. So we'll go to setting.php, send this within burp. So close this out. Intercept this on, send this within proxy. Press enter. It's for the request. Doesn't work. Let's try this one more time. So we'll take off the type. So we'll log in, turn this on and off. Let's close these out. We don't need that. Should have setting.php. Press enter on this or this, and you just see that it gives us a different page, right? Here it does give us the option to browse a file. So we can probably upload a PHP rev shell, right? So I'm just gonna search up PHP rev shell. And let's see if we can wget this right here, right? So we'll go to raw data, clear this, we'll just wget this. We'll VI into PHP rev shell. Delete this. We'll enter our IP address. 10.0.069. And we'll enter this on our port for 4444, right? I'm gonna right quit out of this and see if we can upload this. So I'm gonna turn on proxy again. So go to browse. So go to media, root, backup, VulnHub, GMS, PHP rev shell.php. We'll just turn this on and off, submit the request, and look at this. You do see that we do have our PHP rev shell here, right? So I'm gonna send this into repeater, send this. I'm not sure if this is uploaded, so we're gonna check under, we'll see where this is uploaded, right? So I like usually going here, type to search. We'll go to upload. Maybe it was uploaded upload image, right? So let's try to check that out. Take that out. Go to logo, and you do see that we have our PHP rev shell, and does execute, right? So we do have a connection refuse on port 4444. So I'm just going to copy this and use curl to execute our shell. So I'm going to curl -i, enter our shell, and now we can start up our listener, right? So I'll do all wrap. So I'll do all wrap netcat -lnvp on 4444. Press enter on this, and you do see that we do get a shell, right? So I'm going to start by exporting our term is equal to xterm. Clear this. I'm going to start by running a bin/bash -i, and we are under daemon, right? I'm going to run sudo -l. And it does seem like we do have a T2Y, right? Or we need a T2Y. So I'm just going to spawn a T2Y shell. So we'll run that in bin bash, and we'll run this in Python 3. Sudo -l. Not sure why it's doing that. So we'll just exit out of bin/bash, maybe Python 2. Now we should be able to run sudo -l, and it's asking for a password, right? So we don't have the password. So next thing we're going to be exploiting is using the SUID bitset. So I'm going to check if I'm going to do SUID priv esc cheat sheet. So I'm going to do Control F. We'll do SUID. In this case, we want to run a alice -ld. I'm just going to copy this so we can actually view the permissions who the user is ran by. And look at this. We do have a user as Aaron. We'll see if this exists. So we'll go to home/Aaron. It does seem like the user does exist, but we don't have we have permission denied, right? So we can run a user bin bash on here. So I'm gonna run this as -p as the user's Aaron. We do ID. Now we do have the group of Aaron, right? So we'll go to home. We'll go into Aaron, and we'll see if we can do make a his ssh.sh directory, right, for him. So we'll split the terminals, search up, I'm gonna do SSH keygen. So I'm gonna copy from root .ssh. We'll do ID underscore RSA to this directory and also the .pub. So I'm gonna cat ID underscore RSA .pub. Put this in a text editor. So we're just gonna echo this out. So we'll do authorize underscore keys. We'll just copy this and do a chmod 600. And now let's see if we can try to use a private key, right? So we'll do SSH into, well actually let's change the permissions for this. So we'll do chmod 700 for ID underscore RSA. Well, SSH into Aaron at 10.0.0, 10.0.013. We'll do -I for ID underscore RSA. Let's copy this, put that in there. Yes. And it's still asking us for the password, right? So usually, if you do check our IDs, and we do analysis -LA, you do see that the authorized keys is owned by Aaron and Demon, right? So let's change the permissions for that, right? So we do have our .ssh. Anytime you do see that, we do have two owners do own the directory. Since you have the group ID of Aaron and also Demon, you can do like a chmod go-rwx, and we'll do this on the .ssh, right? And now if you try to SSH now, you do see that we do get unsuccessful with the private key, right? So we'll run a bin/bash. We'll do bin/bash -I. We'll run a sudo -l. And it just seemed like we can run tar with this, right? So we'll just do a simple gtfo bins. We'll do Control F for sudo. So I'm gonna do sudo -u. We'll run this as root /bin/tar. Press enter on this. We do ID. Now we are root ls. And we can cat our root.txt. You can also run a bin/bash -I. And now we are under root, right? Well, guys, that's pretty much in the video. Don't forget to subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.